Hello everyone, it's Rory here from Pratt's Pods. Today I am here with a Samsung Galaxy S9. Now this is looking pretty worse for wear, front and back. And we're just going to go a quick run through of how we replace the screens on these. So with the Samsungs, especially things like the S8 and the S9, we replace screens with original. That's when they're like this and we have to replace the full LCD. You can see ink's bled all through there and it looks horrible. So with stuff like this, we will replace for original Samsung replacement parts. It's nice in a way that we can actually get hold of these, unlike with things like iPhones, where they're much harder to get hold of anything original. Obviously Apple don't supply the parts. We can get these from Samsung resellers. So like I say, so we can actually replace for original. Now this back is very well broken, as you can see, which is going to mean it's a bit of a pain in the backside to get off. But it will go. So this phone is apparently only a month old. It's looking like this already, so as you can imagine. Unclick that there. The owner's not taking great care of it. We did sort of advise that if your phone's going to come in like this every couple of months, you're going to want some kind of insurance because it's going to be a lot cheaper. So I've already applied some heat to this on my heat plate. So I have already loosened the adhesive off a bit. Obviously the adhesive on these Samsungs are good because these phones are supposedly watertight. Now I would never try that. I would not advise any of you to ever try that because I have seen these water damaged. I would not say that there is any mobile phone out there that is waterproof. So there's the back glass off for all that effort and shards of glass everywhere. So now we just have to remove the internals, move them over to the new screen, because Samsung original screens come with frame and everything, so not too much work, to be totally honest. The problem with the Samsung screens is the cost of the parts. So I'm sure if anyone's ever asked for a quote for a Samsung screen before, they will have been greeted with a huge price tag, unless it's glass only, which we can offer now to our customers. Except for not on the S9. The S9 do not yet have a good rate for glass only repairs, so we don't actually get the glass only repairs on the S9s yet, just the S8s and below. So all I'm doing here is removing all the screws from this mid frame so we can remove everything. And move it over to the new housing. So, start up the top here, find a little hole for your tweezers. Got to be really careful not to damage the motherboard while you're pulling this up. Last thing you want is to have to send it for a board repair. Oh, I believe there's another screw under here. No, let's just... There we go. There's one part. 2 and... 3. So that's that. Now we can get in. Give you guys a quick rundown here. So what we've got here, obviously big battery, charging port, headphone jack. This is your motherboard, screen connector there. These are your aerial cables. Vibrator, front camera, speaker, rear camera, flash, and just behind here is your SIM card slot. So now we're disconnecting battery before we disconnect anything else. Disconnect. Then we basically just go around and disconnect everything. One thing at a time, just disconnecting the cable so we can lift that motherboard out, and then we can start moving stuff across to the new housing. Move the SIM card. Forgot this screw here, so there is one screw here holding the motherboard in place. Keep that separate, it's a different size to the other screws. So we have one good thing about the S8s and the S9s, we don't have a home button cable to worry about. So now that I've got that there, I'm going to bring over our new screen, keep it off the table because the table is covered in glass. And I'm basically just going to go round one piece at a time and transfer it over to the new screen. So I'm going to start here with our light sensor. Some of the stuff's already in the new screen, so you've got things like the buttons and the earpiece speaker. They are already in the new housing, so we don't have to transfer them because they're pretty well stuck in there. Things like the vibrator still need to move over, so that's in there. Like I say, the one key thing about Samsung repairs is that you're fitting original quality parts. If you're not fitting original parts in Samsungs, you will see a huge difference in quality. I mean, we have in the past, years and years ago, we did try, and I've had one recently as well actually, where someone's bought me in a non-original screen to fit to their Samsung, and the quality is just terrible. The screens don't usually fit properly, they're usually too thick because they're LCD instead of OLED, which means it doesn't actually fit into your phone properly. Obviously, meaning that the screen sticks out when you fitted it, so it's going to crack easier. The touch responsiveness, it can be awful, so we always go for Samsung original parts. So if you're shopping around for quotes, make sure you don't go for the cheapest one who's going to fit a poor quality replacement part. Make sure you are, I mean, these phones are expensive, yes, the screens do cost a small fortune, but that's just the way it is. If you choose to use a Samsung, try not to break it, because like I say, a replacement screen on these costs a lot of money. Even with us offering glass only replacements now, they're still not exactly cheap repairs. So it's the way all smartphones are going now. As phones get more and more expensive, I mean, you're spending over £1,000 on new iPhones and Samsung, so you've got to expect the replacement parts to cost hundreds of pounds. It's not like the old iPhones with cheap LCDs that can be replaced for 50-60 quid. These sorts of repairs cost you hundreds, £200-300 for a lot of Samsungs. If you don't fancy paying that money, try your hardest not to break your phone. We're often greeted with a, why is it that much? How does it cost you so much? And it's purely, I mean, we don't make a lot of money. You can see how easy these repairs are. We don't make a lot of money on them. It doesn't take us very long. We're making sort of pennies compared to what we make on other repairs. So please don't take it out on us, the price of Samsung screens. It's not us that makes the prices, it is Samsung. So now we are ready to put our board back in here. So what I always do, we can get rid of that for now. What I always do is plug the charging port in first, You can lay the board down on top of it and then push it in, but I always like to make sure it's connected properly. So that's like that. Plug in these. Plug in the antenna connections down here. Sorry, I have to be close to do the antenna connections. Can't do them while we're on a desk there. Dun, dun, dun. Get you. He's not tucked in properly, so I'm going to have to lift here and tuck this cable in. There we go. So now they can be plugged in. So there you go. That is, plug that front camera in, plug the screen in, and then what I'm going to do, put the screw back in the motherboard so I don't forget it. And then I'm going to move this over for a second while I get this battery out. Samsung batteries are usually very well stuck in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to heat that for a moment. While I heat that, I'm going to work my way around here because I need to get this off to put on the new back glass. This is the fingerprint scanner. Which actually as well needs a bit of heat. So yeah. So this is the new screen. So you can see there's a few bubbles in the screen protector, but that's just as it is. So you can see here, it's all original, brand new. Once we've got that battery out, it'll be coming out soon. Once that battery's out, we can stick that in there, test the phone while the backplate's heating up. Now I should have put this on there really while I was just doing the last bit, but we all make mistakes. So now I should be able to get under here. There we go, nice and easy. The adhesives even stayed on the back there. So move this over here. That's in there good. So now we power it on. That's coming on. I'm going to turn it around just because you guys shouldn't see if there's a screensaver on there with personal images on. So I'm going to go back to this while that is turning on, so I can test it. I mean, when you're fitting original Samsung parts, I'll be totally honest with you, you don't need to test them because I don't think I've ever received a faulty Samsung service pack. No, I can't think that I ever have received a faulty Samsung service pack. So another reason why they're worth the extra money than these cheap knockoff Samsung screens, because I've never actually received a faulty Samsung original service pack. On top of that, I've never had a customer come back in the future with a faulty Samsung service pack. Every single part that I've ever fitted, I can say this with confidence, every single part I've ever fitted, which is original Samsung parts, have been spot on. The only times I've ever received faulty Samsung parts is when people have lied and said it's original and it's not, or if we've bought non-original. So I'm just sorting out this adhesive here. I'm just going to cut a little bit where it's stretched. So there we go, that's lovely. Brilliant, so that's ready to go on the new back glass. That's all working lovely. So next, I need my new back glass. Which again, with the back glass, you only fit original. So this has got the Samsung logo on. So I've got to move this plastic film so I can get the one thing I do say is the tape that comes with the back glass, I won't use that. Because that, in my opinion, isn't very good stuff. So excuse me, I'm just making sure this goes in here nicely. There you go, that's a good fit. So that can come over to one side. While I put in the mid frame and all of its screws. Believe me, before I get any comments moaning about how messy my desk is, it's going to be tidied up this week. Come on, you can get in there. One thing I've just realised that I forgot is just to take the film here off this speaker. Yeah, that's why that wasn't going down properly. So there we go. Oh, I've just got stuck on my finger. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put these bits on first. Like I say, the one thing I'm going to do differently here is instead of using the tape that comes on the back of the back glass, I'm going to replace that. I'm going to use B7000 because that's a watertight adhesive. I don't know why, but I've never trusted the tape that comes on the back of the back glasses. It just doesn't seem very good. It's definitely not what's originally on the phone, so I can't imagine that it's going to be waterproof at all with that tape on. So okay, most will just stick it back with that on, heat it up for a little bit, give it back to a customer and say, yeah, happy days. What we tend to tell customers is once you have damaged your phone, dropped it, broken the screen, done just about anything with it, then it loses its water resistance. Anyone that tells you otherwise, talking rubbish. If you crack your screen, whether it's replaced by someone or not, if you crack your screen, then your phone's not waterproof anymore. You've got holes in your phone at the end of the day. So all this stuff about people putting waterproof seals back in phones and stuff like that, they are lying to you, and you are going to find out in the worst way when you get your phone wet and it stops working. I've experienced this loads with particularly one local repairer, telling all his customers that he's putting in a waterproof seal when he's just putting in a bit of tape, which he's been told is waterproof seal, and you can't really get much dumber than that. I mean, we build our business out of trust and our reputation is good. So again, we've got here a lovely S9, all working. So, like I said, now I'm going to put some B7000 around the edge. Going to remove this tape. Just remove it, yeah. Remove that tape from there. I'm going to put some B7000 around the edge to seal it up. And don't get me wrong, this stuff should be used in certain repairs only. You shouldn't use them on, there's a lot of stuff you shouldn't use them on. It's great for the back glass on Samsungs. Much better than adhesive you're going to get with the back glass, and we like to keep the seal on Samsungs as good as possible. Now, see, I would not worry, personally, about getting this phone dripped on, or I mean, I wouldn't take it swimming. But if you're caught out in the rain or something, it's not going to cause your phone any damage. So there you go. So we've got a nice layer of B7000 all around that. So now we're going to stick back glass on. If I got a no, that's fine. Sorry. So just going to lift quickly and make sure that that's clipped in there. Should have done. It hasn't. Now that seal's going to be. There we go. Should have clipped that in first. So there we have it. One Samsung Galaxy S9. Screen and back glass replacement. I'm going to clamp that now so it gets a good seal. I'll clean it up after, and we will have yet another happy customer. So before I seal that up, that was an S9 screen replacement, just one of the services we offer at Pratt's Pods, microsolderingrepairs.co.uk. So if you have any inquiries for any electronic repairs, whether it be a Samsung screen, iPhone battery, or a board level repair, please feel free to get in touch. We offer other businesses services for our microsoldering. So if you own a repair shop and you're looking for someone to do your microsoldering, your board level repairs, please feel free to get in touch at Pratt's Pods or microsolderingrepairs.co.uk. Thank you.